Case against 30-year-old Ntokozo Zikhali, who's accused of killing 4-year-old Bokgabo Poo, is set to resume in the Benoni Magistrate's Court. Joining us now via our telephone line is Irvin Ndlovu, who is Bokgabo Poo's father, who's been watching this case as it continues to unfold in court. And Irvin, it's great to have you on the program, sir. Thanks so much indeed for making time to speak to us. You know, unimaginable what you and the family might still be going through in a context where I imagine you still have so many unanswered questions. If you had things your way, how would today's sitting unfold, at least for you and the family?
Good morning, and thank you for having me here. If I had any form of power, I would do things the way I want things to be done. I would prosecute the suspect. I would have the suspect telling us what he has done with my daughter's body parts. I would have him telling us who he's working with. I would have him confess and have him sentenced right away.
Yeah. And, you know, I imagine there's also some kind of communication taking place between the family and the prosecutor at the very least. What are they telling you about, I don't know, even just their strategy around this case, given just how fresh it still is for you?
I'm sorry, your line is breaking. Do you mind repeating that for me?
Not a problem. I was asking whether there's any communication between officials in court, including the prosecutor, about what their plan is in order to ensure that you get justice. Are you able to hear us, Irvin?
Yeah,
right, what that looks like.
I think I can.
All right, I'm going to give it one more try, Irvin. I'm not sure if you're able to catch my last question, but what kind of communication, if any, is taking place between the family and the prosecutor about their plan in order to ensure that you get justice?
Well, I'll try to respond from the bit that I had. If I'm not mistaken, I think I'm hearing you say what kind of communication have you been receiving? Is it from the officials?
Yeah, that's right.
Yesterday, we were fortunate enough to be invited to an awareness campaign that was raising awareness about GBV and things like that. And fortunately, the sergeant who is in charge of this case was there. He was there to inform us and assure us that there will be justice, that we're in good hands with him. And therefore, I've kind of come down with how I've been feeling with the justice system because of his assurance yesterday. I believe that today might be the day where we get some form of closure. I want this to come to an end. I cannot afford to go to a Christmas break with the situation hanging like this.
Are you saying you're confident that even by Christmas you might be able to find get an outcome on this case?
Honestly, I doubt. I know how things get stalled in this country. I know how things can be delayed. We might be looking at a situation where we're being told that the case is going to resume sometime next year or late in the next coming weeks. And I don't want a situation like that. We are not free. We want these guys to be put behind bars. I've asked the community to come in numbers and paint the streets of Benoni orange in support of the Bokgabo. I want this to come to an end. I want the guy to be prosecuted. If not, I want to have a meeting with him so he can tell me a bit, because there is no way that he's not talking to the officials. I want to talk to him man to man.
Yeah. You know, typically people think of funerals as an opportunity to find closure, but that might have been very difficult in your particular case because, as we've been mentioning throughout the morning, you still have questions about the remaining body parts of Bokgabo and where those might be. How's the family doing even after the funeral, given some of these outstanding issues?
Hello?
Evan, when I asked my last question to you, I was basically asking how the family is doing even after the funeral, given some of the unanswered questions you might still have. All right, we're proving to have quite a bit of a challenge with Irvin Ndlovu's line there. That's Bokgabo Poo's father, who you can see there in frame, quite frankly. Those are visuals from a few weeks ago when he struggled to contain his emotions while in court. I think it was Ntokozo Zikhali's first appearance, actually, where Irvin Ndlovu, as I mentioned, struggled to contain his emotions and tried to lunge at the suspect who's now appearing in court. But I think the thrust of his sentiments this morning have been communicated loud and clear, calling on the community to come out in full support as Ntokozo Zikhali makes yet another court appearance.